In classic Chicago Bears fashion, we're seeing tons of injuries. Jay Cutler's out for at least 4 weeks. After that, he'll be day-to-day with a groin injury. Lance Briggs has a small fracture in his shoulder. And this is on a defense that already has seen tons of injuries to the line. It's just not what we want to see right now, especially for a somewhat promising season. We had a good start, especially when we went 3-0 to begin with. Now we're dropping back, and without Jay Cutler, a lot of people are wondering how far this team can go. The defense has already been proven to give up lots of points, and that's not going to stop because of those injuries. And without a guy like Lance Briggs, the guy who's really leading this defense, now it's basically all on Jennings, it's all on Tillman. They are the leaders of this defense, and they have to get everything going. And let's not forget that Tillman has had quite a few injury issues where he's had to come out of games as well. So, what do the Chicago Bears do? That's the big question right now. And another question that people are asking with Jay Cutler, does this affect the way that we're going to be dealing with him in the offseason with a new contract? I think the only way this is going to have an effect is we might see a shorter contract, maybe one that's a little less money, which in all honesty, it's kind of beneficial to the Chicago Bears organization because maybe they get another guy in the draft that they can have develop behind Jay Cutler, and he'll be ready in 2, maybe 3 years, and that'll be when Jay Cutler will be out of that next contract. Or even the fact that just having a less money dedicated to one guy is going to free up areas. We see this with Eli Manning. We see it with Joe Flacco, who are both good quarterbacks on teams where they don't have much around them right now because so much money is dedicated to the quarterback. Now, for right now, we have a bye week, and that's great. That's what we love to see. Unfortunately, those next 3 games probably going to be difficult. Starting against the Packers, then the Lions, and the Baltimore Ravens. Those are 3 games that are going to be very tough for us to win. It's very unfortunate that those are the ones who are coming up instead of maybe, St. Louis, Minnesota, even Cleveland, which has been a little better than people expected, but still inconsistent, especially with injuries on their roster. So, with that, I think these next 4 weeks we can expect 3 losses. Very unfortunate for anybody who was thinking we were competing, because we were just on top of the NFC North. We just had this division. Now we're going to be going back 0-2 against the current leaders, the Detroit Lions, which is just not what any Chicago Bear fan wants to see. So that's extremely unfortunate for us. I think right now our winnable games, and some of these games are later, so Jay Cutler should hopefully be back. But in honesty, with groin injury, that's huge for Jay Cutler. It's huge for any football player. But for a guy who is mobile and loves to do the bootleg, needs to extend plays quite often, and will occasionally go ahead and run it, that groin injury eliminates all of that. And when he first gets back, he might be a little limited as well and not be able to do the full Jay Cutler arsenal. So, Cleveland, St. Louis, and the Minnesota Vikings. Those 3 definitely are winnable games, whether Jay Cutler is back or not, whether this defense gets healthy again or not. The ones that we know for a fact are going to be very challenging to win, both Green Bay games, the Detroit game, probably the Baltimore game, but it falls a little bit more on a toss-up. We don't know what to expect out of the Philadelphia Eagles, as well as the Cowboys out in Dallas. Those are 2 teams that have been inconsistent. Sometimes they show great things, like you're absolutely thrilled. I mean, come on, Tony Romo went head-to-head with Peyton Manning. Even statistically outperformed Peyton Manning. They still lost, but I mean, that's just a hard offense for us to go against, and with our defense, I don't know if we can stop that. There's a lot of tough matchups coming up. I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, I don't know, is this going to be a 6-10 team? Is it going to be a 9-7 team? It's very questionable. I mean, 3 wins I can see happening. Like I said, the Vikings, the Rams. Rams also in quarterback situation right now with Sam Bradford being out. And then, of course, the Browns, who knows what they're doing at quarterback. Whedon lost his job and then gained his job back the very next week because of injuries. So, I don't know. It's a tough one. I would love to know what anyone thinks. Which games are winnable? Which games are not? Let me know down below in the comment section with that one. And what do you think our final record's going to be? Is it going to be a 6-10 team? Are we an 8-8 team? What are we right now with our injuries in the state that this roster is? And do you believe that McCown can get it done? Or should we try and get Jordan Palmer the opportunity to do better? Should we try and get him in there and get him some reps so he can lead this team? There's a lot of questions right now. All I know is in that game against Washington, Jay Cutler had trouble, but what happened when Jay Cutler was out there? It was all about the passing game. Matt Forte was not getting any carries. He was not involved. We forgot he existed. Now Jay Cutler gets hurt. Matt Forte gets re-involved with the offense, and the offense gets rolling to where I believe that McCown had a 119 quarterback rating. That's pretty impressive. So if we can get something like that where Forte is a big part of this offense again, that's going to help us out a lot. Although, unfortunately, all other teams, they know that, and that's what their defense is going to be focusing on, stopping Matt Forte. With this, I don't know. It's a shame to see the season right in the middle go the way that so many Chicago Bears seasons have ended in recent memory. We always have Jay Cutler get hurt, the defense starts breaking down, and the season starts to end. I hope that's not where we are right now. I hope we have to, I think that we have to win at least one of these games in the next stretch. We have to beat either Green Bay or we have to beat Detroit. If we want to stay in the division race, we have to beat one of these guys. I think Detroit's the one we got to beat because we already lost to them once. We don't want to lose that series right now because that's the tiebreaker. We got to win one of those. Knock out St. Louis, knock out Minnesota again. These are the games that we got to win if we want to get into the playoffs, wild card spot or division. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think we're going to make it? Do you think that this team has what it takes with our backups? Or is this season done? Let me know down below in the comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video if you were a fan of it. I still got the Chicago Bears pride. I'm still going to be watching every Sunday. I'm still going to be cheering, even if we have some rough backup play. Go Bears, bear down.